Well, good morning. On behalf of the school, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all family and friends who are present in the Centennial Quadrangle this morning for this closing moment of celebration for the class of 2013. I would also like to recognize the members of the Salisbury Board of Trustees who've joined us this morning, including our chairman, Michael Sylvester, class of 1959, and our graduation speaker, Mr. Tom Joyce. And we have a spectacular, albeit a little hot, spring morning to host this occasion. Over the last 22 years, we've been at this very spot in the quad under mostly sunny skies for 21 of those years, which is quite a record. But to be honest, I was a little nervous this year that we would not be here, that we would maybe be in the gymnasium or another venue. You see, this year, it was sunny and warm on Parents' Weekend. For most schools, that kind of weather is ideal. For us, it's a problem. Historically, when it rains in October, and it usually does on Parents' Weekend, I always promise parents of sixth formers that rain on Parents' Weekend guarantees a gorgeous summer day on graduation. It's kind of like when people tell you that when it rains on your wedding day, it's good luck. I don't know who believes that, though. Well, rain on our Parents' Weekend is good luck for graduation. When it was sunny this past fall, I had to lie and say that it was such a tremendous sixth form, that's not a lie, but that it was such a tremendous sixth form that we'd have sunshine on both days, and lo and behold, we did, even though predicting weather in New England 7 months in advance is a major league guess. But here we are on a beautiful day. There is water in the back. The development office came to me this morning and asked if I would consider charging for seats under the trees. and I heard our board chairman say that was a good idea, but I vetoed it. I thought that was a little cheeky, so we're not going to do that. But you're very smart to find a seat in the shade. To all the parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, cousins, and extended family members, we are really pleased to have you here for this occasion. You've probably heard me say this before, but we, the faculty, know the sacrifices that you make to enable your boys to attend Salisbury. It's really expensive. And I mean really expensive in a number of ways. Financially, a Salisbury education is a huge investment. But it may be even more, an even greater emotional investment. It's not easy letting your sons leave home to come to Salisbury. It's not easy placing your son in the care of someone else. Thus, on behalf of the faculty, I just wanted to say a final thank you. Thank you for allowing us the opportunity to teach your sons, to care for your sons, and to love your sons like they are our own. I often use the phrase, sons of Salisbury. This is intentional. You give us your sons for an important time, a pivotal time in their young lives. Yours is an incredible gift. It is indeed a selfless gift. Thank you. This is also an appropriate moment for me to thank my faculty and staff colleagues. Seated to my left is perhaps the most remarkable group of people, the finest teaching faculty in all of New England. Loyal and inspiring, caring and yet demanding, supremely dedicated and oh so talented. I probably don't say this enough, but I feel blessed to serve with each of you. Thank you for giving your best each and every day to the boys. And finally, saving the best for last, the soon-to-be graduates, we congratulate you all on this fine accomplishment. For some of you, this journey has been a tad more arduous and challenging than for others, but nonetheless, we gather here today together on a beautiful day for this final moment of your secondary school experience. Congratulations. Today marks the 112th graduation ceremony held on this hilltop since the Reverend George Emerson Quayle founded Salisbury School in 1901. Back in 1901, or even in 1934, in the throes of the Great Depression, I doubt Dr. Quayle would have envisioned a robust class of 98 boys seated in front, waiting patiently for their diplomas. But nonetheless, more than 75 years later, here we are, celebrating an outstanding class of young men. This is indeed a very special moment in your lives, your graduation. As Reverend Lewis just said, a moment that marks your transition from boyhood to manhood. It is indeed a seminal moment, always and forever. In a few moments, we will have the opportunity to hear from our noted speaker, Mr. Tom Joyce, whose son Ryan is sitting proudly amongst the celebrants this morning. Mr. Joyce has come to know this school community not only through the eyes of his son, but also as a loyal trustee of the school. It is a long-standing tradition to ask someone from the school's family to address the sixth form on their graduation day, and we are excited to have Mr. Joyce as our guest. After this, we will hear from School President Nicholas Toricamo, and I know that his recollections of these past 4 years, his remembrances of classmates, and hopes for their future and the school will mark this grand occasion. And then, lads, it will be time for you to receive the symbol of your achievement. Crimson leather binder with a graduation certificate inside. And for those of you who are anxious, you need not worry, they're all signed. All 97. But before we turn to our noted speakers, I would like to say just a brief word or two, and I'll shorten it because it's a little warm, about the men sitting in front of me. I hope you'll indulge me for a brief moment. Well, boys, here we are. By my count, it's been 1,382 days since we shook hands entering the chapel on the first day of your third form year. Can you remember that far back? What it felt like to sit in the back of the chapel rather than the front? And for many of you, it was their first time away from home. And in those years since, you have collectively and individually achieved so much. Tangible stuff like honor roll grades and cum laude appointments and wonderful college choices. And those are some of the individual accomplishments, achievements, and they are indeed important. But together, you've accomplished so much as well. Playing music together in the chapel, working as lab partners in the science classroom, prefects, as peer counselors, as teammates, as dorm mates, as classmates. The list goes on and on. A few nights ago, as the rain fell hard, I laid awake thinking of the memories that you boys have given us over the years. And there are so many pictures of you in our minds. Like Freddie and Nick playing a mean guitar and bass in chapel. Sadiq calling out birthdays at school meeting. Eric, James, and Amin on the soccer pitch. The football squad running onto the field to celebrate a last-second win and championship with so many sixth formers playing key roles. Nick Weston, Big Fish, Hugh, Alex, Leon, Shane, Darnell, Chase, Dwayne, Johnny Maymar, and others. And how about Turk's standard, "You're good to go," at the end of sit-down lunch or school meeting? Michael Proctor and Adelaide running so effortlessly. Rashad in the Ruger Art Studio. Kyler caring for young kids with learning disabilities. What a good man you are. Clark, Yeskandir, Joseph, Big Fish, and Ty on the stage in the Cypher Theater. The Sams, Palmer, and Dingba on the hoops court with David Broly, Evan, and Sheng Peng. Two's Smile, and countrymen An and Min, our first 3 graduates from Vietnam. Kyle, Michael, and Darby, armed and dangerous on the squash and tennis courts. Johnny Maymar's toughness and never say die attitude. Donald wearing his ascot and carrying his camera everywhere. Peter Graham on his cycle. The worldliness of Jesse, Chia, and PK. The growth we all see in Tony, Brad, Jack, Matthew Barrett, and Ford. The Pennsylvania State Troopers, Brooks, Jeff, and Walker, always ready to lend a hand, loyal as the day is long, men of great character. And Mark and Ryan holding the New England Hockey Trophy with teammates Willie and Jake and Liam, Brian, Matthew, and Aaron, and throngs of parents hugging and cheering on the ice afterwards. Nick Shaw and William Taverna leading the Alpiners to victory on the slopes. Jake Harrington's colorful pants, belying his competitiveness and grit. Shawal dancing with the audience to the tune of Benjamin Calypso. while also displaying the heart of a lion on the gridiron. Truly a man for all seasons. The oarsmen in New Zealand, John, Nick, Preston, Yeskandir, and Jasper. Weejan and Philip singing with Michael Brown's gospel choir and dazzling us in the classroom. The greatest roommates ever, affectionately known as the Odd Couple, Snelly and Elliot, or Team Snelliot. Rex running the blood drive, Shane and Ryan representing Salisbury at the Checking for Cancer tournament with teammates Sean, Will, Jackson, Dominic, Cam, Paul, Shane, Graham, and others. Ryan Simmons' heartfelt speech in the chapel a few weeks ago about a dear friend. The Salisbury Nine, winning and winning and winning. Johnny Byrne, Riley, Thomas, Henry, Alec, Tim and Tim, A-Rod, Luke, and others. Lucas's ability to play anything and everything exceptionally. A Bo Jackson throwback. Anson Choi's sense of humor. Murphy and Freddie working out hard in the fitness center. Michael Kuzo besting the Bearcats, imitating a brick wall in a huge win. T-Rex's playfulness and sense of goodness. It goes on and on and on. You have made this a very, very special year. You've worked hard to make us a family, and you have made your mark. Trust that the light in the cupola that sits atop of Maine will shine brightly throughout your lives and lead you back home here to the hilltop in the years to come. As each of you moves on to the next chapter of your education and your life, we trust that you will always remember that Salisbury men are gentlemen first and foremost. Until your last breath, you are a gentleman. Thank you for your love, your hard work, your partnership, your humor, your patience, and your exemplary character. Congratulations.